is Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher, and I am here today on January 3rd, 2023 for another episode of Flosstube. I wanted to wish everyone a Happy New Year and also to say thank you to those of you who have come over to join me on my channel, and welcome to you as well. And thank you to those who are returning, who have been from the beginning, who have come along the way. I just really appreciate your support, watching, commenting, liking from Instagram and Facebook, joining the Facebook group, and making it an interactive and fun place to be. So welcome and thank you and all of those things, and Happy New Year again. So I had a great couple weeks with my kids and my husband. It was busy. Everybody's back to school now. So I took the first opportunity to get a video filmed. I am going on Thursday night to West Palm for the weekend for the Annabella's cross-stitch retreat with Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I'm really excited to meet the girls from Primrose along with some other floss tubers and other viewers who I talk to but have never met. So I'm really excited for the weekend, and I wanted to get a video in to announce giveaway winners and share kind of what's going on. And then next week we'll get back to our regular day and all that kind of stuff. So today is January 3rd. I'm going to try to get it up tonight. If I don't, it'll be up tomorrow, which is the 4th Wednesday. So a little bit early, but I also wanted it to get up early because I am going to share after I announce giveaway winners what to bring for a retreat, and then I'll get into some of the normal content, but I wanted to get this up in case anyone is going to the retreat and is curious. So like I mentioned a minute ago, this video is a little bit out of order from what I normally do, but I wanted to get some things out of the way before I got into what I've been doing and kind of what my plan is for at least for this month. So the first thing I'm going to do is announce the winners. So this is from video, I think it was from 33. I have a winner who I haven't heard from, Linda Lyle. You won Hannah's Little Sampler, which was donated from Stacy Stitches. So Linda, I tried to find your email and I didn't see you had responded. So if you haven't, email me your address at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com and I'll send that to Stacy. And that was Hannah's sampler from Needle Arts by Wendy. So Linda responded to that. And then from video 34, which was my last regular video, I have winners from that. And I am so sorry that this took so long to get to the winners, but I just didn't. The last video I had recorded in less time than a week, and then it got a little crazy around here with everyone being home. So I wanted to make sure everyone had lots of time. So even though some of these are Christmas, some people stitch on the 25th day of the month Christmas. Others stitch Christmas all year long, or you can save them until next year. But Christmas patterns are always fun to have. So number one, it was from Nativity and Mary, and the winner is Susan Fawcett. Susan, you're the winner. So if you will email me your address and then just mention what you won so I can get them to you quickly. Number two was Papa Noel and Mary, and the winner is Stephanie Racine. And also, just to mention on this one, they're from Screen Door Needle Works, and you can purchase these as well. But Christy from Java Girl Stitches, she just stitched the Santa because she was doing vintage Santas, and that was really cute. So if you are not Stephanie who's won this pattern, you can purchase these patterns too, and that would be really cute. Number 3 was the kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, which was Dash Away. And the winner of that is Christy Schwissow, SCHWISOW. So Christy, you're the winner of this. And the Jan Hicks pattern, Midnight Clear, the winner is Marilyn Angoli, Angoli. So Marilyn, you are the winner of this one. If you all can send me an email, again, to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com with your name and address, and then if you don't mind mentioning also what you won, even if it's number 1, 2, 3, 4, then I can quickly get it. I am leaving on Thursday, so between whenever this goes up, I might be able to get it out before I leave, because I do most things I mail from my house. If I can't, then I'll get it out at the beginning of the week when I get back. So I will respond that I got your email. All right, and then this was the giveaway from the Organize With Me video, and it was to win Rosewood Manor, which was donated. And the winner of this is E.A. Witt, E-A-W-I-T. You are the winner of this pattern. So if you can send me an email with your name and address, and I will get this in the mail to you. All right, so that's all for the giveaway winners for this week. And I will have a small giveaway at the end, but I wanted to announce the winners at the beginning of the video, and I will make a note that the winners are at the beginning. So if you just want to check in to see if you won anything, and then come back and watch, or watch the video, whatever you'd like to do. So I know everyone's busy right now, and there's so much content on YouTube to watch. It's hard to pick what to put on. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is talk about the retreat, what I am bringing, and kind of like what you would pack for a retreat. So I brought over my retreat tote that is from Creative Country Girl, Tammy Blaylock, and I will link her below. And you can order these on her site. And this is what mine looks like. And I'm trying my best to get everything in the camera. So this is what my tote looks like. And I just added on the zipper in the front. So this is Lori Holt fabric. I have a Lori Holt chicken charm, or rooster charm. And then it has the pockets. It has the handle. And then inside has lots of room. So I'm just going to go through my bag, and it's not completely packed, but I tried to put the essentials in here so I could share those with you. So the first thing I have, and this is new to me for this time, and I have 2 options, and I'm going to see which one I like the best. So when I went to the Annabella's retreat in Asheville, I had my mat, I had my setup, everything was good. The one thing I didn't have, and I'm just kind of making it up, is I don't have an orc catcher. So I bought this from Primitive Gatherings, and it's just a little rectangular box made with a ruler, and I'm going to put this on my table for my orcs. So this is an option. The other thing, and I bought this after seeing Nancy from the So-and-So's, she had, let me see if I can find it. She had got that, she did a Secret Santa with one of her friends, or an advent calendar with one of her friends, and she got this from the gift. And let me get this out because I want to tell you who it's from. So this is a stitchable orts tray, and it comes like this, and it's flat. And I picked the black one because it went with my thing. But it snaps together, so it would lay flat in your bag, and then it all snaps together. to make a little tray that would sit on your table. And you can stitch in the bottom of here. So I probably will. I just got it recently, so I don't really have time to do it now. I will probably stitch like a tomato or something in the bottom of here. You don't have to, because if you're going to put orts in here, but it's cute. It would sit there and you'd put your little orts in there. And this is who it's from. It's from Sewing Turtle Boutique on Etsy. And I will I will put up the QR code in case you want to take a picture of this. But Sewing Turtle Boutique. It did take a couple weeks to get here, but it came and it was all, it comes all packaged like this. Stitchable sewing tray. They're fast, fun way to stitch your favorite design on a portable tray. It can be snapped closed. You can put scissors. It can go in your project bag. It's made with 14 count vinyl. And the stitch count is 53 by 53 at the widest. So if you were going to stitch something, it would need to be 53 by 50, smaller than 53 by 53. And then she recommends you use 3 strands for the coverage on the tray. But I thought that was a cute idea. And so I'm going to bring both of them and I'll see which one I like better. Then of course I have in my bag my stitching mat, my Sweetwater stitching mat. You can find the pattern for this on my blog, which is sweetwaterstitcher.com, and I have the instructions on how to make it. So this I will set on my table. And then I have my pattern stand, which is from, it lays flat like this. This is my wooden pattern stand from Chantel's 141 Design Company. And she has in her shop, she has ones that say I love cross stitch, and then I think she has a plain one. She just was a great friend and put my logo on mine. But this is my stitching tray, and I love this so much. I do still use the metal ones, but this one is by far my favorite. And I also like to stick this metal board. You can stick any metal board. I just happen to have a bunch of these. I like to stick it on top of it so that I also am able to put a magnet here. And these are needle minders. And so you can then magnetize your pattern to your your tray or stand or whatever. I forget what they're called. But I will link this wooden below. And she is coming to the retreat. So if you are going, I believe she's bringing some of these to the retreat to sell. But I love that so much. And then I have in my bag, I have some projects. So I am bringing a couple different projects. I also have in my bag, oh, this is my needle minder to go on there. So some extra needle minders. I have some extra floss tags in case I have a project that I didn't get ready, but I normally do. I have my hole punch in here as well. I'm just trying to feel around. I have my retreat piece that I have some stitched. I will admit I haven't stitched the whole thing. And then I have my name tag that I made. This is a free pattern from the By Annie website, and I think it's called Call Me. So I made this. I just have this in there. And we'll probably get a name tag too, but I like to use this. And then I normally, I don't have them in there, but I put some business cards in the front. And then the one last thing that I will put in my bag is my Bionic gear bag. And this has all of my little things. So I have scissors. I have Let's see what else. Needles. I need to put some new needles in there. Scissors, a Sharpie, a seam ripper. I also bought, this needs to go in here too. I bought the unstitcher from Fat Quarter Shop. So that, oops, needs to go in here. I have a corner gauge in my bag. Some pens. I have a pencil in here. That's another corner gauge. I have extra floss tags in this bag, which is probably where the other one should go. And then I just have this little case that if I wanted to take some stuff out, I have so many bags. I have bags and bags. And so this is from J. Weston, I think 1959. And Holly, Mrs. Jones stitches this, her daughter, and she sells these. I just think this is so cute, so I just put it in here too. But then it all zips up in here, and I'll stick this into my bag. So that is all that's in my bag for the retreat. I am not going to bring a light this time, but another option for you if you need light is an aught light or a what's the one? I have the Daylight Halo Go, so it's rechargeable and it just sits on your table. I'm like 50-50 on if I want a light or not, so I might bring it or I might not. I'm not sure, but that's another thing I'd put in my bag. Some additional items that I am bringing to the retreat that are not just in my bag is I have a small for the gift or for the smalls exchange. My stitch is around 6x6-ish. I kind of went outside of the box on what I decided to do. But I don't want to share it in case people are watching that are coming. So I have my stitch for the smalls exchange. I have some small little gifts for people at my table. I also have some, I've made floss drops and I'm bringing those to share with everyone, which is not that, and the stuff for the people at the table and the smalls exchange. All of those things are optional. They're things that I wanted to do. A lot of people will do them, but no, you don't have to. I also have a bag of stuff to put on the freebie table. Most retreats have a table that you can bring things for people to take for free. You can take things. So I have a bag of that. And then I have a couple things for some friends who are coming who I was bringing things to. And I also bought some chocolates to share with people at my table. And I bought a couple snacks at the store today that I'm going to bring also. I'm looking over here because that's where my pile of stuff is. I think that's all. Oh, and I also am bringing a few fully finished pieces to put on they call it the brag table or the show and tell table. I have a few Primrose Cottage, and since it is the Primrose Cottage retreat, I'm going to bring those. So I have a couple Valentines, I'm going to bring Christmas rules, and I have 2 of their St. Patrick's Day ones. So I'm going to bring that stuff to put out on the table. Again, you do not have to bring stuff to put on the table if you would like to. They will put it in the email if that's something that the retreat you're going to has. So that's all specific for the retreat I'm going to at the end of this week. So that is all for that. I also wanted to talk really quick about and remind everybody about the Big Hearted SAL, hashtag Big Hearted SAL. Myself, along with Mrs. Jones Stitches Holly, are hosting this SAL. We are starting it on Friday at the retreat. I know there's a lot of people who already have their pattern who are joining in. Make sure to use the hashtag Big Hearted SAL. And I shared all my information about what I'm using on the last video, I am using all the called for colors, and then I have 32 count covered bridge from LFA Linens, but I'm really excited to get started on this. So this is in my bag, and then the other stuff you'll see when I get back of what I worked on. So, because I'm still on the fence about what's actually staying in the bag or what's coming out. All right, so that is all for the retreat information. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my whips, and I'm trying to think. I did find yesterday, of course I didn't bring it over here, I found a whip. Well, I was going through my whips again, and I found in a bag with a whip a finish. So I found something, and then I found another one. I have a lot done, but not everything, and so I think I don't really want to keep stitching on it. So I think I'm going to try to take what I have and fully finish that. So that will be in the coming weeks to see what I found. But I did, really quick before I get to whips on my organization, I have already, I feel like, tweaked a few things, so I'll kind of share as I go along. I did go through the whips that are behind me. Those were a lot of the older seasonal whips, and I had a whole pile of bags last night that I just kind of abandoned things, or they were bags that had just patterns and cloth, but they weren't started. So I tried to go through and get all that organized. I have gone through a couple times to pick through my whips that I have, because I do have a lot, and think about what I actually want to be working on this year. So in regards to the whips, I am not doing a whip parade now, but at my 1-year anniversary, a Flosstube anniversary, which is in February, I need to find the exact date. I feel like it was it was either the end of January or the end of February. I can't remember now. I need to look that up. But then at that time, I will have a separate video that is a whip parade. And my whip parade is not going to be every single whip I have. It is going to be the whips that I have that I want to or have plans to work on in 2023. I do have a lot, which I have no problem with having a lot, but I don't really want to go through ones that I'm not even planning on touching to share, because this year I really want to show progress on my whips, and I would like to get the number down a little bit, but the number doesn't really matter to me. I just want to get some more of the bigger projects completed. So that's kind of my main goal or focus for this year. All right, let me go ahead and go into what I have been working on. So before New Year's Eve, which I did start my 12 projects, which was part of 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve, and I'll talk about that in a second. I did start a couple other things, and I'll share those. So I got this, and I went ahead and just started it. I got this Happy Morning in the mail, and I couldn't resist starting. I am doing the dark version. So I did start, here we go. I did start it, and I was going to bring it to the retreat. And then I was realizing that I really need to be stitching on this in a certain type of light. And it's not even for me the concentration, it's more the lighting. And I really just didn't feel like I was going to be able to have good enough lighting. I love this, and I want to keep working on it, but I just I don't feel like I will have the right lighting at the retreat, and I don't want to mess this up. So I am doing it on 32 count charcoal linen with all the called for colors. And this is where I got. So I decided to start in the middle. And so I was trying to outline the house so I could do some fill in. But like I said, I need the right lighting to see on the black fabric. So I love this pattern so much and I want to get it done. I do have another pattern for the time being I'm going to work on as my like 25th day stitch for like Christmassy. But this will, when I get some more progress on that, I will probably switch between the one, I'll show that to you in a minute, between that and this, because I do really want to get this done this year. All right, I have all these different bags going on. Because I have a bag. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so the other one I started was Winter Rose Manor, which this is the one I was giving away. I love this. I've had it kitted. I've unkitted it. I've kitted it up again. I've unkitted it because I wanted the floss. And finally, I decided this was the year I was going to be working on this. So I pulled out a piece of 36 count latte by Fiber on a Whim. And I really like the color. And so far I'm using all the called for colors. So I have the whole border done, or at least the outline of the green on the border. And then I started a little bit of the flowers. I was missing the color that I needed to outline the diamonds. So that's why I don't have that part done. And then I came down to start on the fence so I could try to get to a little bit of the house. But this is a project that I have in my bag to work on during January. When I can get to it. And if I don't get to it, I will probably carry this on throughout the year. We'll see. But yes, I am using the call for colors. I am unsure on if I'm using the called for colors on the house or not. I'm still deciding on that. And then this is my blessing sampler, which it's in the hoop because I'm still working on it. But this is my sampler I started on. This was my last project during 12 by 12. I would like to complete this by the end of the month. And it's for a gift for someone. So completing it by the end of the month would make me successful in gifting the gift for when I want to gift it. I don't want to say anything else because the person might be watching. But this is the pattern. Sorry. And I am changing some of the colors. Same color palette. I'm just changing them a little bit. And I'm also not going to be stitching this bottom part. So I did start this and I started in the middle and I am going to take this with me to the retreat. So I started outlining the house and I'm trying to get to where I can fill the house in during the retreat. And that to me is the biggest part of the pattern. And then, I mean, the sides are not, it is a lot of stitching, but it's not as heavy to me as the house. So I'm trying to get the house done first, and then I will move outwards to the outside. So that's my main focus for the month. And then also I have, so Winter Rose Manor and Brick House. And I also am going to start Big Hearted Tiny Town. And then the other 3 projects that I pulled, and all 3 of these are from my 12 by 12. And that was what my goal was with 12 by 12, which I really enjoyed doing it. I did feel a little bit stressed because and if you're new, I have 3 small kids. So it was not, and I already went into it knowing that for me, realistically, I wasn't going to sit down from 12 to 12 and stitch the whole time. I was hoping that I would just be able to get a few stitches in from the 12 o'clock hour until like 6 or 7. And then I could like really make progress on the ones from then on. But even the ones at the beginning, I had to go do some errands. Then I came because they were taking a nap. And then I came back and then they needed. So I did put stitches in them all, but it wasn't necessarily at every single hour. So next year, I would like to do something similar. I don't know if I am going to do all 12 at the same time. I might do like from 6 to midnight and then on New Year's Day from 6 to midnight or something like that. Because I like the idea, but for my schedule, it just wasn't working into it. I also like the idea or plan that Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, is doing. And she's doing the 12 days of Christmas. So she started one project for 12 days starting on Christmas Day. And I like that plan as well. So I'm not sure. I have a whole year to figure that out. But I liked it. I did feel at times for my own schedule, I wasn't quite sure how I was going to get this stuff done. And I wanted to because I picked the projects. So I also saw somebody else, instead of stitching, they kitted up a project every hour. So they were like using their hours to prepare for the new year. And I like that idea too. But what the 3 projects I'm putting in my bag to work on or not work on, depending on, brick house is my main focus. And then the other ones are kind of if I want to work on something else or I get finished with brick house or whatever. So the first one is It's Cold Outside by Brenda Gervais. And that's the one with the 2 snowmen. And they have a banner in the middle. Blue Dog Sampler by Bright Needle. Let me pull them up. I should have pulled these out. So this was one of them, Bright Needle Blue Dog Sampler, because I felt like this was kind of wintry. And I don't think will take too long. And then also Mr. Marshmallow, which I love this pattern. I don't know if I like the fabric I picked. So I might switch to like just a tan fabric. I don't know, because this is where I got, and I feel like you can barely see it. So I might switch it to just be on a tan. I'm not sure. But this is my other one. So 2 of Snowman, and then the Blue Dog Sampler. And then, like I said, I have Brick House. I have Winter Rose Manor in there. I don't know if I will get to it, but I just kind of, plan, and I have a few others, and I'll talk about how those fit in also in a minute. My plan, and this is how it is today, is I have a bag that will go downstairs with me of all of the things I want to work on for the whole month. So like this month I have the 1 sampler, and then I have a couple like wintry projects, and I have my like every month stitches, and that's what I'll show you now. So those are the 4th of the month. I am going to stitch on a flags on the 4th, so as something patriotic. And I decided I have a lot of patriotic whips, but for January and starting off, I have a bin that I put patterns in, all different kinds of patterns, and some are kitted, some are not, of ones I want to start when there's a time to start something new. So I decided for my first flags on the 4th for this month or this year, I'm going to start a new one. I've been wanting to do this, and this is what I'm going to start. So tomorrow I'm going to start this. So on the 4th of every month until this is done, I will stitch on this. If I get sick of stitching on this, I have another couple patterns with flags that are smaller, and I might switch back and forth. But this really I would like to get done this year. So I thought this would be a great way to tackle this project. I know the house is the whole piece is fairly large. So I thought I'd go ahead and get it started. So I have all that kitted. I need to get the floss ready. And I have this in a Creative Country Girl bag. So this is my 4th. So on the 4th, I'll stitch on this. I won't pick this up again until next month. Unless I just get a hankering for wanting something, then I'll go to that. Then on the, and let me make sure I'm telling you all of the ones because I had a couple of them written down. So that's my 4th day. Then on the 6th for this month, I'm starting Big Hearted Tiny Town. And I'm going to see how that goes. If it's going fairly quickly, I might just stitch on that the whole time at the retreat and try to get it done. If I want to stitch on something else, I will have some other options. But I am considering and thinking I might be able to get that all done while I'm at the retreat. So if I do, then that will be done and over. If not, I will just save it until February and work on it. Or I might, like, if I get most of it done, try to finish it up. But we'll see about that. Then on the 12th, which this isn't necessarily a 12 days of Christmas pattern, but it's kind of goes with Christmas and days. So on the 12th of the month, I am going to stitch 2. I'm going to try to get 2 of them done. We'll see how the first month, how long it takes. But I'm going to be doing the stockings from here. So I'm going to stitch the tops. So my goal is to stitch 2 each month. So 1 and 2 is what I want to stitch. We'll see how long it takes. I don't think it's going to take very long. So this is what I'm going to do on the 12th. And in my bag, I have colors I want to use. And so I just picked a color palette. And then I put, and I'm just going to kind of, wherever the colors go is where they're going to go. So these are the colors I picked. They're all DMC. They're not on anything yet. And then I also have some different color linen that I want to stitch them on. And I would like to make these and then finish them to where I can hang them on my mantle. So this is for the 12th. And I'm going to work on this in January. And if it goes well, then I'll continue this for my 12th day SAL. Or I guess that's what you'd call it. Then on the 13th and on the 31st, this is one that I really want to get done before fall this year. So that's why I'm using it for my 13th and 31st. Some people will stitch Halloween. I want to get this fall piece done. So that's why I've chosen this. And it is Autumn Love by Lori Holt. And I did change the colors and I showed those before. I just have a little start on this. But I love this so much and I really want to get this done. So I am stitching it on 36 count cream and sugar. So I'm going to work on this for the 13th and the 31st. On the months that don't have a 31st, I'll just stitch on it on the 13th. And then this is for my 25th day, which is like my Christmas stitch. And I am stitching this using the colors that Lori and Kimberly used. So far, I am just guessing what they've used from their pictures. And knowing the colors Lori likes. So I don't know for sure, but I am also waiting for them to come out with the blog post on the Jolly Jabber as to exactly what they used. But this is what I want to stitch on, for now at least, on the 25th. The other thing I wanted to mention is that at any time, I might switch up on the 25th. I want to stitch on a different Christmas piece, even if this isn't finished. But if I start off, maybe a couple months I can get working on them in just one day, then I'm hoping that I can make some progress and have them done by the holiday. We'll see. It's all a experiment at this point, basically. So that is, oh, I also, oh my goodness, silly me. I did also start, I meant to show this before, 3 other things. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm getting all excited about my plans. I'm forgetting the other stuff I did. So I also started this. I had started this before, but I'm using the hashtag Laura, the serial starter from Brenda and Laura. She has a lot of Hands Across the Sea patterns that she wants to stitch this year. I do as well, and I know many others do. And so she started a hashtag, and I'll put it below. It's HATS, so for Hands Across the Sea hats, first week of the month SAL. And I have another pattern coming, and I'll put a picture of it in right now. It's called Lucy Barber, and I don't have the numbers, it's like the date, but it's an exclusive from Traditional Stitches. You do have to order it through them, and I will be working on that once it arrives. It's still shipping. But I also have this other I have a couple of them, but this is one I want to focus on the first week. I'm not doing it in January because I really want to get that brick house one done, but I will the rest of the year. I'll try to focus on a Hands Across the Sea a couple days of the first month. So I've had this for a while, and I have it kitted with the 103s. And this is where I am, Harriet Goddard. And so this is what I am stitching first until my other one comes for the first week, hats first week of the month SAL. And I'm really excited for the hashtag and the stitch along, because I want to work on this and it'll be good motivation. So that's one. I also started on the first, have lots of starts if you can't tell, Maker and Mender, which is Maker and Mender SAL. And this is with some of my friends from the Jingle Ball. Lots of us are doing it. I did brighten a couple of the colors. So I'll try to put them up here real quick. All right, this is a little bit of a mess, but you'll get the picture. Sorry. All right, so here's where I'm at. I just was able to get that. I want to get to the words. And then here's kind of my, oops. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me see if I can get to the colors quickly for you. All right, here we go. So here's the colors I'm going to use. So I want to get back to this too. I am by no means thinking this is going to be done this month, but I would like to get some progress. And this is on, I love this bag so much. It's by Amazing Grace Fabric, and the bag is by Sheba Designs. And yeah, just making sure I'm not showing you the pattern. I love this bag. I love this fabric so much. But Sheba Designs, she has some good, I am bringing that to the retreat. And then I also, when I went through my whips, I was trying to decide what I want to do with some of them. And I started this Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt way back when everyone started it. I had started it on Ada. It was big. Not that I do like Ada. I just wasn't liking how it was on the white gingham. It was very stark to me for what other pieces I have. And I just decided I don't want to do it on that anymore. I love this pattern so much. So what I decided to do was to switch the fabric. And I also switched a few of the colors to like kind of tone it down a little bit. So I'm really excited about this. And my plan for this one is to have it in my bag for every month, and just if I want to stitch on something fun and bright and cheery, pull this out. So I don't really have a plan as far as when I want to get it done. I just want to have it in there to get stitching on it. And I've actually found a couple times already, and I just started it a little bit before New Year's, a few times when I really wanted to stitch on it. So what I decided to do is I'm stitching it on 36 count cream and sugar. Here's the colors. Most of them are called for. I did tone down the blue and the teal and the green, like to some kind of colors that are in some of my other samplers and other pieces. And all I've done so far is I just started getting the outline done. I will probably, this is the middle, so it's small, which I think is fun. I'll probably come in here and try to get in a couple of these lines so I can start on some flowers and kind of go between the border and the flowers. But I'm really, really excited about this. And I decided to move some stuff around, and I put it in my favorite, one of my favorite of my Lori Holt bags. So this is from So Much to Love, and this bag makes me so happy. So I have this in there. All right, so that's all the stuff I've started, kind of my plans as far as that goes. One other thing that I am going to start, and I'm just looking down at my notes so I tell you the right thing, is on January 16th, which this is just a one-day start, and then I'll work on it throughout the year, is Martha Evans' 1879 by Tanya with the Scarlet House, is a start for Brenda, who's part of Brenda and the Serial Starter, excuse me, for her birthday. And the hashtag is Brenda's Big Birthday Sal. And really they're saying to start anywhere between January 16th and February 16th. I'll put a picture in right now of the sampler. I'm sure all of you guys have seen it. But I will also be stitching that. It's on its way right now with the fabric. I already have the floss, but I will be working on that too, just when I get to it. But so it's not really it's an all the time stitching piece. So, and some of you ask, how are you keeping track of all of this stuff? Well, I am still working through how I'm keeping track exactly. I did decide, I have in my big planner, I have my project sheets, like my project planner. And what I did last night is I went through and I wrote down all of my projects, like that I'm kind of starting now on project planner sheets. I pulled out the ones I'm working on for this month. So I have them here. I have in my calendar, in my big calendar, I have like kind of what I want to be working on. The theme for the month for Stitch Your Stash is winter. So I have some winter pieces that were from my, I had started or wanted to start. They were from my stash. So that goes there. I have when I wanted to start some different things. And then I have also, went through and wrote down all my whips on a whip tracker, which I have, I'll just pull it up here. And these are from Katie, the Naptime Stitcher. So these are like all my 12 by 12, and then some of my other ones that I have that I know. I mainly tried to go through and just write stuff down that I like want to be working on and I'm kind of currently working on, and not going, as I pull other things out, I'll put them where they need to go. But so that's, I have all that stuff. And I think that planner is going to stay up in my craft room. And then I kept going back and forth because I made this super cute cover for my book of days. I put the extra pages, all this. How is my book of days going to fit into my plan? And here's my cute cover I made. Is I am going to use my book of days in my bag that I kind of take between upstairs, downstairs. It stays with my whips. And in my book of days, I have more like, what did I start? I have what I actually stitched on. So here's so far what it looks like. I don't have any stickers in it yet, but so this is all my starts, which were like my 12 by 12, and then some of my other ones. And some of these are starts from December, but I just kind of wanted to start fresh with everything. These are 2 that are coming that I know of. This is my different days. So on the 4th, the 6th, 12th, like what I want to do. And then when I actually stitch it, that's when I write it down. So on the 1st, I stitched on Maker and Mender. On the 2nd, which was last night, I cleaned up my craft room and I worked on Brick House Sampler. So today, whatever I work on, I'll put here. And then this will be like, what did I actually do? And then this will stay with my whips, and I will keep, this will kind of be like, I don't know what you call it. With my whips, what did I do? And then the other one will be more for planning out, like, this is what I'm doing, like more long term. So that's how I'm going to use them for now. We'll see how it works, how I like it. I've never done anything beyond, I used the planner a long time ago. I've never used the planner this way for cross stitch. So it's really just what is working for trying to figure out how it works best for me. And everyone is different. Some people don't plan at all. Some people plan a lot. Some people plan a little. And however it's best for you is what you should do for sure. Okay, let me get to my haul. And then I have a couple reminders at the end. And I have actually 2 patterns for a giveaway. All right, so for my haul, it's not mainly just some patterns I bought that were PDFs. I bought this. This is from Rika, House of Stitch and Stash, and I believe you can order this through her Instagram. And this is her first pattern. It's called How It Began With Us. It's so pretty. So I ordered this from her. And I'm excited to get that at some point going. And then I saw these. These were from Total Framing. And they are selling. And I found out about them from Chantel. And then I went on and found found the ones I liked. They can go on your thread. Or they can go on your project bag. And they're little charms. So that's one thing I need to do when I have some time is label my project bags. I still haven't done that yet. And then this one, just so cute, to tell what's in the bags. And sorry for all the barking. I don't know what my dog is barking at. I also got this, which I'm really excited to try. I saw this from the Sable Stitchers. One of them had this, and I thought it was so pretty and interesting. And so inside it has like all these like coloring things and talks about drawing different stuff. So I just thought that was, I really liked that. So I got that to just add in these adorable stitch cards. I have all the stitch cards, so I couldn't resist. That's one project I'd like to try to work on at some point this year, is going through some of my stitch cards and getting those done. This is a free chart if you join the Cherry Hill Stitchery Facebook group, which I will try to put a link below. Happy Valentine's Day, and they're doing a SAL for this right now. This was from Etsy, from Mojo Stitches. I just thought that was so pretty. And then these are from 1884 Stitchery. And she reproduced these, and they are PDFs or paper on her website. And I love the checkerboard house in this one. I love the whole thing, but the checkerboard house. And then I thought this was really pretty. So, I don't know. I probably will not start these, but I just really liked them. And for those ones, I didn't want to forget about them, so I went ahead and bought them. And that's really all. I think I got some fabric in and some other random things, but I've already put it away. I did want to talk really quick about Stitcher Stash 2023, the Facebook group. So myself and Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, we have a Facebook group called SYS 2023 Stitcher Stash. There's so many people who are encouraging, posting, talking about their organization, what their plans are, or some people don't have plans, which is also great, for 2023. And again, I just want to mention that the premise is stitching stuff from your stash. It does not mean you cannot buy anything, but part of stitching your stash would be picking one part that is from your stash. So if I had this in my stash, I picked this, and then maybe I had fabric and I needed to buy the floss, or I had floss and needed the fabric, or maybe I need the floss and the fabric, and that's fine too. But this would be the stash part, and then the other part you'd be purchasing. So it's really the whole point of us creating it was really for ourselves, and then also to encourage others, is we have so many beautiful patterns and fabric and floss, and trying to use some of the things that we bought, because obviously we bought them for a reason. We love them. And why not stitch things that we have? So hopefully also in posting in the group, it will help people to remember, oh, I have that pattern in my patterns. Oh, I want to go get that, or whatever. So hopefully we can help each other remember things that we have that are great patterns. All of them are great, even the new ones. And of course today, Cecilia from Heart and Hand posted some amazing Valentine's and winter charts. So, I mean, who can resist buying a couple of those? So it's not all about don't buy anything. It's just use some of the things you have. Focus on whips that you want to work on. But again, there's nothing wrong with buying stuff. And I would be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't buying anything, because that's not happening. And I'm going on a retreat this weekend, but I am trying to be more intentional as to what I'm buying. So again, I mentioned if a whole bunch of patterns come out, I might write some of them down that I want to get eventually. But if it's something that I really am interested in stitching right now, I will probably buy that then, and then I'll save the others for like when I finish some stuff. But that's just personally how I'm going to try to work it and see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to go. So, but that's for today. And let me grab, I forgot to get these out before right now. Okay, maybe I have a couple more than one. I found some more for giveaways. So, the question for this week is, well, first of all, to enter the giveaways, you need to be over 18. For right now, U.S. resident for these. like my video, subscribe to the channel, and then leave a comment with the numbers that correlate with the pattern or patterns that you would like. I am interested in if you are going to any retreats this year, and if you are, what retreats are you going to? And if you're not going, are there any retreats you would be interested in going to? And if none of those questions apply, no, you have no answer, just leave me what you're working on. And I know for some people, retreats are either not possible or they're not interested, and that's also fine. But I am just kind of curious, what retreats are other people going to, or would you like to go to? So for this week, number 1 is January Cottage of the Month. And I think this might actually have also, this is number 1, all of the DMC, or if not all of it, most of it. So this is number 1. Number 2 is January Sampler of the Month. And this has a couple of the colors. So this is number 2. Number 3 is Hello Frosty by Stitching with the Housewives, number 3. And number 4, and this is because this is the pattern that's on my stitching mat and I go into a retreat. This is number 4, is the Florida pattern. And this is from Screen Door Needleworks. So number 4. So again, if you are a winner and you have stayed this long in the video from the beginning, send me an email with your information. If you're interested in the new giveaways, leave a comment below, like the video, be a subscriber, all the other things. And other than that, if you are going to the retreat this weekend, I will see you there. Remember, you know what I look like and I don't know what you look like. So do not hesitate to come and say hi and tell me who you are. But I won't know who you are. So don't feel like you're imposing or anything. Just come and say hi. I love to meet new people and people who watch and all that. So come up and say hi. So until next time, have a great week. Get lots of stitching done. And next Thursday, I will be back with a recap from the retreat. Probably some haul from the cross stitch cupboard, which I do plan to go to. I am going to try to control myself, but I'm sure there'll be some things that I want to buy, and lots of stitching, hopefully. Maybe a finish on Big Hearted Tiny Town. We'll see, depending on how much talking happens, and then how much stitching does or doesn't get done. But I hope that you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.